Good morning, everybody. It's Mr. Mulvihill here. Hope you guys are doing well. This graphic here to the right is for you. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It might seem like it's moving. We might be getting dizzy, but it's there. It really is. And before you know it, it is going to be summer. So it is going to be important that you guys work hard, finish strong, and you guys will then reap the benefits, enjoy the benefits of a hopefully relaxing summer. So let's give this last video here a try for the last new material that we will be covering this year. Number 1, given f of x equals 5x squared plus 2, evaluate f of negative 3. Wait, we've done this before. So pause the video and give that a shot. Okay, so for this question here, we know we're asked to evaluate f of negative 3. Well, what do we know about the negative 3? That's just our x. It's that fancy function notation, the symbols. That just means x is negative 3. So we're going to plug in negative 3 for x. And then we're going to go to our calculator and type it in. I don't think I've showed you a calculator before. I want you guys to go to Safari, or whatever it is, Google Chrome probably. And I want you to type in Desmos calculator. And then you can press scientific calculator. And then you get this nice calculator that has a lot of the good buttons that we're going to be using here. So this was 5. If we type in what we had here, it was 5 negative 3 squared plus 2. So 5 negative 3 with parentheses, and then there's squared button right there, plus 2. And there's our answer, 47, right over here. Alright, so that's that. F of negative 3 equals 47. Okay, not too bad. NASA, question 2, NASA launches a rocket to the moon. The height of the rocket, h of x, is noted at various times x in the table below, where x is measured in seconds. Find the average rate of change of the rocket from x equals 1 to x equals 9 seconds. Okay, so again, I think we can pause the video here, and you can try to find that average rate of change from the table. Alright, so to find the average rate of change here, you should realize that the rocket goes up 8,000 feet in 8 seconds. So it rises 8,000 feet in 8 seconds. So, but we know that's not an average rate of change because a rate of change is a unit rate. It's per 1 second. That's what we're trying to figure out. So to figure that out, we would just simply divide. We would do 8,000 feet divided by 8 seconds, and you get 1,000 feet per second. That per meaning the division sign. Alright, so that's how fast the rocket is rising. Think about that. That's very, very fast. How far can you get in one second? Not very far compared to a rocket, unless you're Flash or something. Alright, so that's our answer. But for questions 3 and 4, the last ones of the video, we're gonna have to know like mathematically how we got those numbers. But don't worry, it's not crazy. So let's just let's kind of backtrack here. Here's our final answer, 1,000. That's cool. Well, where did 1,000 come from? Well, it came from this fraction here. Okay. So when we come up with this formula for average rate of change equals, well, we know there's going to be a fraction bar. So that's where we got it in the question above. Now, where did the 8 seconds come from? Where did this part come from? 8 seconds came from these two numbers, right? We subtracted them. We did, I'll do this in pink because that's where they are. We did 9 minus 1. And then where did the 8,000 come from? If we backtrack again, that the 8,000 came from subtracting these two numbers. So subtracting 8,050 minus 50. And then that's where our answer was. However, are we always going to have the numbers 9 seconds and 1 second? No, we're not when we do these questions. So to make it more general, and this is the whole idea of algebra with letters and stuff, if you're not sure what something is, we can just call it a letter. We're not sure it's always going to be 9. So we're actually going to call this first number B. And we're not sure what that second number is going to be, so we're just going to call that next number A. And same idea for up here. We're not sure if this first number is going to be 8,050, but we do know that it's going to be paired up with the 9. So we can say f of b. You evaluate the function f of b, and then you're going to subtract, the one that's paired up with the first one, f of a. And the b and a really just represent numbers. So it looks a little crazy, but as you see, we really just end up getting numbers right here. So let's try this formula out, and it'll hopefully make sense. And real quickly, just f of b right here. Imagine it's like f of 2. Well, look up here. We just did like a question where it was f of something. You just plug it in. So it's not too crazy. It looks crazy, but it's not. All right. So question 3. Find the average rate of change. Find the average rate of change of the function f of x equals 4x plus 1 from x equals 1 to x equals 3. All right. So if we're going to be we need to find the average rate of change. We might as well write out that formula. Average rate of change equals f of b minus f of a all over b minus a. All right, so now we're just going to be plugging in numbers here. We're always going to make the second x here a b. It's just going to help us out. And the first x will be a. Kind of because we're increasing from left to right, and that's kind of how we want to do it here. We wouldn't want to get confused with negatives. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to plug in the stuff. So the bottom of the fraction might be easier to plug in. What is b equal to? What did we declare b equal to? We declared it equal to 3. What did we declare a equal to? We declared a equal to 1. All right, so the bottom's all set. You can already imagine it's probably going to equal 2. And then for the top, we're going to have f of b, and b is 3, minus f of 1. All right. So we still have letters in there, so we're not quite done. So let's go off to the side here and actually find what f of 3 is. F of 3 is going to equal, remember, that's our x, and here's our function. So if we just plug in 4 times 3 plus 1, we'll see that f of 3 equals 13. So now we can just do, that's going to equal 13 minus, well, what does f of 1 equal? Well, if you plug in 1 into that equation, you're going to get 4 plus 1, which is 5. So 13 minus 5, all over 3 minus 1, and there's our numbers right there. So now we got 8 over 2, and that equals 4. All right, interesting. All right, why don't you guys try 4, pause the video, look up at how we did that, write down your formula, and then give it a shot. All right, so I'm actually just going to copy this formula here. So there's our formula. Remember, we're going to say the second one is b, so there's b, there's a, and then we're just going to plug in. So b is negative 1. Minus, well, what's a? Negative 3. Okay, so we got minus a negative. Then we got f of negative 1 minus f of negative 3. So let's go off to the side here and figure out what each of these are. F of negative 1. So if you plug in negative 1 into this function here for x, you will get negative 1 squared plus 8 equals, that's going to end up equaling 9. So you get 9 minus, what's f of negative 3? F of negative 3 is going to be 17 when you plug it into your equation there. So 9 minus 17 all over 1 minus negative 3. That's going to equal 2. So you're going to get negative 8 over 2, and that's going to equal negative 4. All right? So that's all we got here. Rewatch the video like always. If you need more help, please reach out, and have a great day and a great 3-day weekend. Take care, guys. Bye.